Hare Krishna Guruji, Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhu, Guruji, do you remember if we started the first verse or no? Just the introduction we did.
I think we just did the introduction.
Okay.
I was getting mixed up because we already had this exam, right? So we went through all the verses in that day.
Hmm.
So
So I'm not sure if we did the first one.
I don't remember doing the first verse in detail
Okay.
because
Okay.
we were discussing only what are the Vedas, types of Vedas, and Puranas, all those things we were discussing.
Yeah. So we'll begin with the first one. Maybe first three verses we can do together.
Yes.
Okay.
Doing it two times makes it easy, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I can select more.
Yes. We can absorb more. Yes, bro. And these books are a little complex also.
Yes.
Mm.
I was reading them, like even like 2 hours of that time, like concise, and that is very helpful, actually.
Oh, you mean the crash discussion?
Yeah, the crash, like it gives overall view, right? Very quickly in
Yes.
2 hours. And then if
Yes.
you read in detail, I think that can be one of
Uh,
the strategy
uh,
to get full picture and then go into details.
mhm. Okay, understood. Would you like to read the verse from the book or no need? Directly go with just a summary. It can be. Yeah, go ahead.
And I can read it, but it's like little bit hard.
No, I'm saying, should we read the whole purport from the book, or it will take a lot of time and
His verses are not that big, Prabhuji, but if you have slides, even those are also good.
that is sufficient. Okay, yeah, the slides are like concise, to the point, few concepts from that. Okay, I think yeah, we can go with the slides. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिति नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वर। So today we will discuss the first three verses. They are simple, short verses. Um, okay. So the first is accepting. The theme of the first verse is accepting only our quota. Um, ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीता Magrida Kashya Swidhanam. Ishavasyam. This is called the principle of Ishavasyam. Um, Isha means Lord, Isha, and Vasyam means everything belongs to him. Um, Idam Sarvam Yat. Um, everything, the everything means animate and inanimate. Um, Animate means whatever is living. Inanimate, inanimate means whatever is non-living. Um, like anything made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, all the material things, and animate, um, visible and invisible. Um, Within this universe, everything is owned, pervaded, and controlled by the Supreme Lord Krishna. Um, Owned by Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita 8 chapter, 7 chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, there is my separated energy, and there is my like inferior separated energy, and there is my superior energy. And Lord's inferior separated energy is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, regions, false ego. Lord's superior energy is the spirit souls, and everything is made up of these things. So we can see that how everything is owned by the Lord. Then everything is pervaded by the Lord, is everything He owns, and He is present everywhere also. So that this is the Brahman feature of the Lord, all pervasive. So pervaded because He's in every atom. He's in the heart of all living entities. So everything animate is pervaded by Him. He is in every atom. So in animate also He is everywhere. So He is everywhere. That's why it is mentioned that the Lord is conscious of everything. The example given is just like the body, the soul is in the region of the heart, but the soul is aware of what pain the finger is going through. The soul is aware of, the soul is conscious. We are conscious of every part of the body, although we are situated in one corner of the body. Even if you take like big animals like 2 miles long, blue whale, or big sharks, or like huge terrestrial animals like dinosaurs or other. So their soul is still 1/10,000th tip of the hair, but they are conscious of the entire body. Likewise, the Lord is the soul of the universe. So he may be present as Shirodakshai Vishnu. He may be present as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. He may be located in one place, but he is aware of every single thing in the universe. His kshetra is full. Our kshetra is limited to body. His kshetra is everything in the universe. He is aware of which living entity is hungry, what is the living entity desiring. There are like unlimited living entities. What are they desiring? So in a way, the Lord is, everything is pervaded by Him, everything is owned by Him, and everything is controlled by the Supreme Lord. How everything is controlled by the Supreme Lord? Everything is happening under direction of the Lord. How? There is, like Prabhupada mentions, there is a verse which says, the wind also blows out of fear of the Lord. The rain out of fear of the Lord. And whatever the living entities are doing, they are also, it's actually three modes who are acting externally. Even the desires are influenced by three modes. And whatever they're able to do is also the modes of material nature is in action. The jiva can only desire. The Lord sanctions. So in a way, the Lord is controlling every single thing. The Lord is pervading everywhere, and everything belongs to Him. So He is the man behind who is running the show. This is the principle of Ishavasam. Ishavasam means everything belongs to Him. Everything is owned by Him. He is in everything, and everything is controlled by Him. This is His Kshetra. We are only coming and moving about and doing some things. But if we are conscious that this is His Kshetra, if we live in that consciousness that He is the owner, just like when you go to somebody's home, like some friend's home, you know it is not my home. You know these are not my things, but you can use them. Like you go to somebody's home, some guest home, you use the restroom, you can use their facility. You can wash your hands, you can take a shower, and maybe you can sleep there for a night or two. You can use their facility, but you're conscious it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to somebody else. So this is what the verse is saying, that we are in somebody else's territory, not our territory. Although we try to make our territory within somebody else's territory, this is actually God's property. Everything is controlled by him, everything is owned by him, he is everywhere. So it's not like, oh, the owner is not watching, so I can do what I like. No, he is pervading everything. He is aware of everything. So someone who is somebody who is conscious, and then if you go to somebody's home and um, you maybe misuse or do something wrong, thinking the owner is not watching, and the owner comes to know, and the owner um, maybe calls a cops because we did something that we should not have done, cause some trouble in somebody else's home, some problems, and the cops comes and they catch us. So likewise, we are in God's territory, and when we do something which is sinful, harm somebody, maybe exploitative mentality, using it for selfish purposes. So when we are in God's territory and we use something in a harmful way, some resources, then Krishna calls the cops. And those cops are three modes of material nature. And just like we are bound in a jail, likewise the living entity who misuse God's property or harm somebody, some other children of God, or don't live in harmony with the laws of the nature, with the way God has asked us to live, then those people get bound in a jail. And that jail, the jailer is Durga Devi actually. She is the in charge of this material world. And she has a trishul. Those three spikes or spokes, whatever we say, is Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. And that's how we are bound. So this verse is telling the Lord is the proprietor. He has everything. There's a famous story where somebody said with pride, I will use this in service of God. So Prabhupada says, um, you don't own anything anyways. Everything you own is actually God's property only. But Krishna has, based on our karma, Krishna has given some quota to us, some quota of his property to us for our comfortable living. Why? Because we are his son and daughters. We are his part and parcel, and he loves us. So he has, for us to be comfortable, his property, his territory, but we are helpless beings. So he has given us some quota that you can live in this house and you can have these facilities and be comfortable, so that our energy can be used to serve him. And whatever he has given, we can use it in his service. So in that way, whatever God has given as a quota, you be satisfied and you live harmoniously with that quota. Okay, then tena tyaktena bhunjita. Bhunja means you can enjoy. Bhunjita, you can enjoy. Um, you can enjoy the quota that God has set aside for you. You can enjoy that, but you cannot enjoy what is somebody else's quota. You cannot enjoy. So one should accept only those necessary things which are set aside as one's quota according to one's karma. Whatever is our karma, God has given us that much facility. You can use them. Um, so if we use them as per God's laws, then um, that is actually good karma. If we use them in God's service, that is bhakti. But if we use them in wrong ways, or if we encroach on somebody else's quota, then there is a severe punishment for that. So one should accept only those necessary things which are set aside as one's quota according to one's karma. One shouldn't hanker for more. One may enjoy, but with a renounced spirit. One may enjoy, but with a renowned spirit means you sleep in somebody else's house, your friend's house. You can enjoy, and they give you a bed, they give you a pillow, they give you a comforter. You can enjoy, but in a renowned spirit means you know this is not yours. You know you are here temporary, and you be grateful to the host. They have given me such nice room and such comfortable stay. I'm very grateful to them. You can recognize. You don't claim there. Hey, now this is my room. Everything here is mine. Arey bhai, you are just visiting somebody friend's home. Likewise, we are visiting God's property, and He is like, okay, you can use it. And God is not asking you anything. Like if you like, somebody who loves you, you go to a hotel, you pay every night. But this is God's property, and He is like, you keep it as long as you are here. I'll give you this as your quota, and you keep it. But then we can recognize, we can be grateful. It's very, very, very common thing. Very common thing. But then this helps us to, like, it's explicitly stated for us to understand. Ma grida kashyas with dhanam. One should not try to accept the quota or wealth. Dhanam. किसी और का पैसा, किसी और का quota, somebody else's quota or wealth of others, knowing whom they belong to. One should not try to accept the quota or wealth of others. Now think about it. You are in somebody's house. You got a quota. Your quota in your friend's home is a room. Another friend is visiting with you. He got a bigger room. You both got one room. If we think he got a bigger room, and we become envious of that, is also not very intelligent, because both the rooms doesn't belong to either. Neither whatever room that person got, whatever room we got, neither belong to us. We are here for a night, and tomorrow we leave. So for that one night, there is no need of becoming envious or competing. It's just whatever quota we have been given, use it. The purpose is God wants you to be comfortable because He loves you. He's taking care of you. He doesn't need anything from you, but He wants you to just love Him because we are His part and parcel. He's taking care of us. Just, just recognize that. Knowing whom they belong. So this is the basic principle of Ishavasya principle. It is called. Okay. Any thoughts on this? Any discussion on this?
Yeah, are we not born with the three modes of material nature, or we acquire them?
We are born, Prabhuji. I mean, born means um, when the soul comes to this material world, the soul is bound by the three modes immediately.
So we are already in the jail by birth itself. So the free will or decision making can come only as we mature our understanding of the Lord. Like we are by birth already punished, right?
Well, whatever birth we are in is our karma. Yes, is a result of our karma. It's a manifested reaction. But we see it with gratitude. Krishna is taking such good care of me. He is keeping me. He is taking care of all my needs. Um, and I can focus on serving him with love. We don't see it as punishment. We although we do understand that I'm here because I kind of went against him at some point of time, and that's why I fell down. But now I want to rectify and repair my relationship with him and go back to him. Yes.
Okay, just being born in the material world in itself is a punishment, right? It's a fall down, and we should try to go back.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Uh,
And we understand that I'm here means um, I'm in because of my envy in the past. and in the present, and the other unwanted habits and desires, and the influence of the modes, and I'm bound up, and I'm engaged, and I'm not free, I'm not liberated, I'm bound, and that's why I'm unhappy, and just, yeah, I'm entangled in this world. And then now we understand um, who Lord is, what is my relationship, do bhakti, and we try to come out of it. Yeah, we do understand.
Okay, got it.
All right, then
Prabhuji, can I
acknowledging.
ask one question? Hare Krishna.
Yes, right.
Prabhuji, this whenever we come in contact with material nature, like these three mode of material nature act on us, but these three tamogun, satogun, rajogun, they act differently on different person, right? So
Yes,
it is on our the previous karma, what we have done, and according to that it acts.
yes, yes. Which mode is prevalent? To what extent which mode is prevalent? How heavy or how light a particular mode is based on our past. But now we have come here, and through devotional service, which is a primary method, we gradually go beyond the modes through that method. That's like a CD, and you are catching hold of devotional service, and although we are maybe down in a well and it's very dark here, and then we are this Bhagavad Gita and devotee association is like this ladder, and you are going up actually, coming out, but take some time.
Mhm. Okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Okay, so then the next is acknowledging Krishna's proprietorship. Acknowledge it. Jiva versus Ishwar. Prabhupada says, what is the difference? The Lord is the super soul or the supreme conscious entity. He is called Vibhu Chaitanya. Vibhu means unlimited, unlimited consciousness. There is another verse which says, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. Among all consciousness, he is supreme consciousness. Um, among all eternal, he is the supreme eternal. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. Among all Nitya, among all eternal, he is a supreme eternal. Among all those who are conscious, he is a supreme consciousness. So he is called Vibhu Chaitanya. So there's a difference between Jiva and Ishvara, God. So Jiva, individual soul, is minute conscious entity, Anu Chaitanya. Both are eternal. We and God both are eternal. We are very limited in our consciousness, minute conscious entity. Krishna is supreme conscious entity. Um, he is aware of everything. Our understanding is very limited. Our consciousness is very limited. His consciousness, the whole universe. He is the one who knows. Who knows all living entities, all the desires of all living entities, what is going on in the entire universe, in the entire material creation, in the spiritual world. He is supreme conscious, supremely conscious of everything. Um, Itarita Chathesha Vigyaswarat, he is all knowing. He is all knowing, is called omniscient. Supreme consciousness, Vibhu Chaitanya. We only know about our body, about little bit pain somebody sees, we know about them. So we are very minute. So we are very minute conscious entities. We are Anu Chaitanya. So we and God are not same. There is a gulf of difference. Then Jiva's ignorance. But with a mistaken identity, the Jivas try to enjoy material objects that belong to others. Uh, with a mistaken identity, what is the mistaken identity? The Jivas try to be the enjoyers. All the living entities, they try to be the enjoyers. And they try to enjoy what doesn't belong to us. This is first of all, we are not enjoyers. Second thing, everything is meant for Krishna's enjoyment. But Jiva interferes, and what doesn't belong to them, they try to enjoy what belongs to others. And this is mistaken. They can stop it
So,
if
Guruji,
they
what is others mean? Others here is about Ishwar or others mean other people?
others quota. ultimately everything is meant for Krishna's enjoyment only. But Krishna has given us certain facilities to enjoy. But then we enjoy the facility Krishna has given us, and then we also try to enjoy others' quota, what belongs to somebody else, what is given as somebody else based on somebody else's karma, what is meant for somebody else's maybe comfort, pleasure, or whatever. We try to enjoy what is others' quota. Make
Can you
sense?
give an example, Prabhuji, of this? Others quota, because we have our own karma and uh, we get based upon our intelligence, place of birth, and these things. We get some opulences, some or some whatever good and bad, right? So how
We
do I
have
know
some.
whether?
So our quota is okay. We have a house. We have our quota is whatever Krishna has given us in terms of our family members, our whatever resources Krishna has given us, whatever things Krishna has given us, we can use them. We can use them for a comfortable living, God-centered living. But then when we try to enjoy somebody else's quota, what is not mine, clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You know, we try to enjoy what belongs to others. They can stop it if they accept all objects in relation to the Lord and give up selfish enjoyment. So, because we want to be the enjoyer, this is in ignorance. We want to have everything for selfish enjoyment. So, we may encroach in somebody else's code and want to enjoy that, not seeing that everything is meant for God's enjoyment. This is our ignorance. So spiritualizing matters by offering everything to the Lord and accepting one's little quota as His mercy, everything becomes spiritual. And how do we spiritualize everything? We see everything as God is a proprietor, everything belongs to Him, everything is meant to serve Him, everything or everyone, everything around us is meant for His service. He is the enjoyer. When we see Him in the center, then we can give up the enjoying mentality. But when we don't see Him in the center, then we want to encroach upon others' quota, try to enjoy that. And that's where one becomes further and further bound in this material world. All that clear?
Yes.
How acknowledging Krishna's proprietorship makes us free from this uh, selfish enjoying mentality. Then human beings shouldn't quarrel over material possessions. Shouldn't quarrel. And we see so much quarrel is going on actually on material possessions. This place belongs to me. Like Kashmir is like a hot topic in for some people at least, or whatever. Like shouldn't quarrel over material possessions, but should realize the importance and aim of human life. People should realize, okay, I've got this human form of life. In this human form of life, everything here is temporary, and I am getting absorbed in the temporary, overly attached to the temporary. I can, but I have this best facility of human form of life. I can use it for the best purpose. What I can become internally fulfilled. I can realize when that, if I can awaken that love for Krishna, that is the most fulfilling experience. So I have that opportunity with me. Um, so one should realize the importance of what I have got, what I have been given, and the aim. What is this life meant for? One should be satisfied with whatever privileges are given to them by the Lord's mercy. And whatever privileges are given to me, I can use that for a comfortable stay here and then focus on the aim of life. And should not quarrel upon what belongs to others. Shouldn't try to enjoy what belongs to others. Be satisfied in one situation. Know Krishna is the proprietor of everything. Nothing belongs to anybody in this world. And whatever things are, they are temporary also. This manifestation, different manifest three modes. Illusion is very powerful. So knowing him to be the proprietor of everything, one should be satisfied in one situation, and one should use the human form of life for what is the real aim of life, which is Krishna Prema. Okay, good. Any discussion? Very simple verse. Basically, be well situated, take everything given to you as Lord's mercy, and use the human form of life to fulfill the aim of life. Understand the importance of what we have been given, be self situated, and use it for what the real purpose is instead of being distracted. And Prabhupada gives the example of communist and capitalist. So, communist, they say that everything should belong to, like, the power is in the central government or in the center. Everything is communist, like all the airlines, no private company but government owned, all the medical private, matlab, government owned. So like communist, the power is centralized. Capitalist, like we are the owner of this sector, we are the owner of this sector, we are the owner of this sector. So the property is or the power and the property and acquisition, it's divided among many. Communist is centralized, belongs to one common central location. They are the, so one is saying that the central government or the central party is the owner. One is saying the power is divided among many, or proprietorship is divided among many. So communists and capitalists who claim proprietorship over the resources of nature, which are actually the Lord's property, cannot remain peaceful but are liable to punishment by the laws of nature. So both are in ignorance. During that time, communists and capitalists would fight. Who will have the power, who will have the proprietorship? Prabhupada said both are in ignorance. Because whatever they are claiming proprietor, everything belongs to God. We can partially claim proprietorship, but then how long? Once death strikes, then gone. That person is gone. Everything remains here only. So when we recognize God is the owner, we can be peaceful. But when we fight over others' property, or then we will be in anxiety because we cannot own anything. Um, Even if we own something, it's for a short time. We cannot own, and therefore everything is a cause of anxiety in this world. Another example is our houses are made of earth, wood, stone, iron, cement, etc., which we cannot produce. We can simply bring them together to form different shapes by our labor. A laborer cannot claim to be a provider of a thing just because he has worked on it. So suppose we hire a contractor. The contractor does some work, build a temple, and the contractor says, now this temple belongs to me. No, 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 sir. We paid you all the material we brought, you just put it together. We are paying you for your labor. Everything with the land belongs, everything belongs to us. So the laborer cannot claim proprietorship. Okay, you build a bathroom. Now the laborer cannot say this bathroom is mine. No, no, you build a bathroom, sir. You take your 2 days worth job and you go. So laborer cannot claim to be a proprietor. Likewise, we are laborers. Why we are laborers? Because everything is made up of like cement, bricks, iron provided by nature, which is the whole universe is a Krishna's creation. Everything is owned by the Lord, and we are using what belongs to Him. We are adding some manpower to it, some hours to it, and build. And by building, by taking from nature what is belong to Krishna, by building, we cannot claim proprietorship. So that's another example that nothing belongs to us. Um, um, But God has given this for a comfortable living. Yes. Use what God has given as your quota and be focused on the central goal and central aim of human life. The responsibility, what is the responsibility of human life? Is living according to the Ishavasya principle. Ishavasya principle means God is a proprietor. So human versus animals. A human being has developed consciousness and intelligence to study the Vedas, recognize the authority of Supreme Lord, but the animals cannot do so. Animals cannot understand that. Humans can recognize the authority, proprietorship, like we are reading this Upanishad. Humans can understand this, appreciate, live according to this. Animals cannot do that. Then it is nature's law that one living being is meant to feed on another. There is a verse that says um, jiva se jivana. That jiva, living entity, lives by feeding on other living entity. Like Prabhupada says, we cannot eat nuts and bolts. We have to eat other living entities. Everybody, we eat plants. They are coming from other living entities. Animals eat animals. Everybody has to feed on other living entities. That's how the nature's law is there. But then Prabhupada uses this principle that we can eat other living entities. We have to eat living entities. But then there are certain living entities which are in our quota, and there are certain living entities which are not in our quota, like eating cow. That is not our quota. We are not meant, but we are that is like encroaching. But um, uh, tomatoes, potatoes, or brinjal, or whatever, we can eat that, and that is in our quota offered to God. Lives in free life. So it is nature's law that one living being is meant to feed on another. Lower species like the animals and birds, whether vegetarian or carnivorous, strictly adhere to the laws of nature ordained by the Lord, and thus they don't encroach. Other living entities, they don't encroach what is not in their code. You cannot force a cow to eat a grass. You cannot force a tiger to eat a grass. You cannot force a cow to eat uh, other living entities, a deer, a dog. No, the cow will eat only grass, and the tiger will eat other living entities. There is a quota for every living entity. Everyone follows like uh, elephant. He's a herbivore actually. He's more powerful, but he eats only vegetarian food. Cow, vegetarian, but some are like cat, uh, lion, dog. They're like non-vegetarian. So they follow their what nature has ordained by them. They don't incur sin for doing that. It's just they are made in that way. A tiger can kill other animals and eat their flesh without incurring sin, but if human being kills animals to satisfy their uncontrolled taste buds, they will be punished for breaking the laws of nature. Um, so they have some other quota, we have some other quota. Prabhupada says how that's another way to apply this principle. Everybody should accept what is mentioned or what is prescribed for their quota. By doing that, they won't incur sin. Another thing Prabhupada says, humans are like they have the free will to break the quota. That's why it's karma bhumi. Animals, they just don't have that free will. They just follow the nature's law. It's just they have to follow nature's law. It's just they are designed in that way. Humans can go beyond. So that's why humans can understand. Of course, we are higher living entities. They cannot understand God is the center. We can understand that. But at the same time, we have the free will to encroach on others' quota. There we have to be careful. Whatever facility is given, the higher intelligence is given to us, the free will is given to us, is actually to choose God. But if we use that higher intelligence, that free will, to harm other living entities and to misuse, kill other living entities, enjoy others' quota, then we are seriously incriminated in suffering. Example: cow eats grass, and cow milk is designated as food for human being by Lord. We eat milk, cow milk. We are eating what is meant in our quota. Perfect, no problem. Vegetarianism and prasad. Being vegetarian doesn't make us sin free. Prabhupada says just being vegetarian is also not sufficient. Okay, I'm using things in my quota and that's sufficient. No, that's not sufficient. Those who doesn't offer food to Krishna eat only sin. They also eat sin, but it is not like the sin of killing a cow or killing an animal or things like that. But still it's sin. The best is become a Krishnatarian, devotee of Krishna. The root of sin is deliberate disobedience of the laws of nature by disregarding the proprietorship of the Lord. And the root of sin is not seeing God as a proprietor. When we don't see everything belongs to Krishna, when Krishna goes out, then everything is meant for my enjoyment. So that is the root cause. By disregarding the proprietorship, everybody, everything is meant to serve Krishna. Everything is meant for Krishna's enjoyment. I am not the enjoyer. Krishna is the enjoyer. That is broken. We are broken. Back to Godhead, one who is sober. Sober means sober means he is satisfied in his or her own quota. That person is sober. Unsober people means they are trying to encroach on others' quota. So one who is sober knows the laws of nature and is not influenced by attachment or aversion. They are not attached to somebody else's quota. They don't. They are not averse to somebody else's quota. They are satisfied and they use it, keeping Krishna in the center. They become eligible to go back to Godhead. One who can recognize God as a proprietor, live according to that principle, and use the human form of life for what it is. Be grateful. We are living in somebody else's territory. Be grateful for maintaining us. Like Varsana Maharaj was mentioning, be grateful for the sun, for the human form of life, for everything that we have been given. So that's like a perfect way of living is what God is providing me everything. I can use it and use my human form of life to realize Him. Okay, so that's the end of the first verse. Are there any discussion?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Right.
Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Uh,
Yes.
Prabhuji, in the previous slide, you mentioned that we should not quarrel over material positions. But then in Dwapar Yoga, so everybody was intelligent and they knew that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. But still, the Kurukshetra war happened.
Yes.
So because of this property only, like
Yeah, they are encroaching on the quota of what doesn't belong to them, and that was the cause of their destruction.
but that time also they knew Prabhuji that everything belongs to Krishna, correct?
No, they don't know. The Kauravas don't know everything belongs to Krishna. They want to be the enjoyers. They're using the higher form of life, the human form of life, whose real aim is to realize God. The intelligence is given to realize God. Instead, they're using their intelligence how to enjoy, how to claim what belongs to others. That became the cause of their destruction. They don't even know Krishna is God.
Okay, Prabhuji.
All right.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mata. Mani.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Roji, like, I can understand, but see, so here it's mentioned like vegetarian food, if it not even offered to Krishna, it's sin. But there are many times, like in the Grihastha, like the morning things, we cook like sometimes without taking bath, like to get things ready. Um, so those things we don't offer to Krishna, like that such things.
Oh, you mean the energy bars?
No, no. Normal cooking only, but like sometimes we cook like in the morning hours uh, without taking bath. Like if that is the case, then we would
Oh,
not like offer that to Krishna.
we should still offer to Krishna Prabhuji. Even if we cook without taking bath, we can offer to pictures of Krishna. Pictures of Krishna doesn't take any offense. Um, but we are little now. We have a little bit more restrictions when we have a proper installed deities.
Okay,
But at home, you can offer Prabhuji. In any situation, it is recommended not to eat anything without offering to Krishna.
okay, okay, Vijay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat. All
Mama.
right.
Okay.
Prabhuji, you said like here what we see like cow's milk, so that we can have it. So, but the cow's milk is also for the calf, right? When Krishna was here, the things were different. Cow used to produce so much milk that calf was also satisfied and it was enough for the everyone. But in our situation, the milk what we drink, like cows are not that happy that they give in abundance, like okay. So I feel
Yeah.
like then also we are using someone else's quota here.
Well, Mataji, see, each cow, like when I was in New Vrindavan, 2.5 buckets of milk one cow is giving. If the calf up like 20-30%, the calf can digest. More than that, the calf gets stomach disease. The calf cannot drink like 2.5 buckets of milk actually. Some milk she definitely needs. So not feeding to the calf, again quota, like what is meant for calf, you're not giving it to her, um, or some artificial things. But yeah, actually the cows are meant uh, a portion. That's why she is one of the seven mothers, no? Because we live on her milk. She's a mother. We drink mother's milk. We drink her milk. So the calf doesn't need all the milk.
So that's fine, right, Prabhuji? Means
Oh yeah. Drink cow milk. Yeah, why not?
because nowadays, if we get from Gita Nagari or like New Vrindavan, that's different story. But whatever milk we get it like in store, it's like
Yeah, it's it's polluted milk. I agree. It's sent to slaughter. The cows are sent to slaughterhouses. Some devotees, that's why they don't drink it. But Srila Prabhupada drank it. The Prabhupada knew. Prabhupada said, we are drinking this milk and these cows are getting slaughtered. Then Prabhupada said, what can we do? We are living Kali Yuga. Prabhupada said that. What can we do? We offer to Krishna, and ultimately that milk is meant for human consumption. Cow is giving, she's a mother, she's selfless. She's giving it to, and that's why Prabhupada was very angry. She's selflessly serving the human society. Why do you want to kill your mother and eat her flesh? Prabhupada said that is like animalistic. I mean, you want to eat the flesh of your mother? What kind of consciousness is that? But milk we can drink.
thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, anything else? Otherwise, shall we do one more verse? We did the first verse.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can do.
Okay. How much time we have? We have 12 minutes. I think we can do. This is a very simple verse. So the simple, but this basically what this verse says is, if you live on the principle from the first verse, then you will never be bound in this material existence. You will never be bound by karma. You will remain liberated. You can be here and not be entangled in this world if you live based on Ishavasya principle. If you understand God is a proprietor, everything is meant for God's pleasure. I don't have the right to encroach or to enjoy what is somebody else's quota, what is somebody else's property is not for my enjoyment. Everything is for Krishna's enjoyment. Everyone have certain things that they can use. Krishna has given them. Whatever I have given, I should be satisfied with that and use the human form of life to realize and develop love for him. If one can live based on this principle, they can live for a very long time in this material existence and will not be entangled. When we become entangled, when we want to enjoy what is not in our quota for selfish enjoyment, that's when we become entangled. Kurvan eveha karmani jiji vishe chatam sama एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोस्ति na karma lipyate nare. Living in the spirit of Ishavasya, work with detachment and avoid bondage. If one works in this word, as taught by verse 1, if one works in this word based on Ishavasya principle, based on God is proprietor, God is the enjoyer, God is the controller, God is the owner, God is pervading everything. If one lives in this world based on this principle, one may aspire to live for hundreds of years. There is no alternative to this way for a human being to attain liberation. Means if one is not living based on this principle, no matter what the person do, he will never attain liberation. So that is like na anyata, na anya, na anya, nanyatha, nanyathetosти. Asti, there is no anya way. There is no alternative to this way for a human being. This sort of work will not bind one to the laws of nature. Say different people live for different lifespan. Some live for 500 years, some live like great saints, they live for very short life. Um, I think Jesus Christ, somebody can correct me. Did he die under 30? Was he around 30 when he left the body? When he was crucified? Correct?
I heard that too, Prabhuji.
Ah, very, very short life. Even Ramanujacharya, very short. Even the Lord himself, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, stayed in this world, manifested his pastimes in this world, only 48 years. And Srimad Bhagavatam says one can live for 500 years of a tortoise, 5,000 years of a tree, but no conscience. What's the use? But one can live for a very short, God conscious life. Great. So it doesn't matter how long we live. Brahma is living for uh, 100, I think, some 100 trillions, 40 billions years, some very, very long life. But Brahma is God conscious. So one can live for a very long. One can be bound in a moment if not living according to Ishavasya principle, and one can live for a very like Narada Muni, all the spiritual body. He stays in this world, goes and preaches, never gets entangled. He knows he belongs to the Lord and everything belongs to the Lord and tries to serve the Lord. One can live for a very long time following this principle of Ishavasya. Maharaj Ambati, so many kings. Dhruva Maharaj ruled this planet 36,000 years. Today we were discussing in the morning. Never entangled. So one, based on Ishavasya principle, one can live in the spirit of detachment, keeping Krishna in the center. One will not be bound. So karma bandhana, bondage by material work. There is three kind of work: karma, karma, and vikarma. Karma is varnashram dharma. When we act according to our varna, according to our ashrama, based on our prescribed duties, that is good karma. It will take us to heaven or material pleasures. Then akarma is things which are considered as forbidden. When we do things, um, uh, sorry, that is vikarma. Vikarma is forbidden activities in Shastras. Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto describes the various things which will lead one to hell. Lot of things are there. So any such things like vikarma. Akarma is the the activity which don't have a reaction, neither good nor bad. That is bhakti. No one wants to die. Everyone wants to live as long as one can drag on naturally. To live in this world, all jivas must work, in which there is a hard struggle. I mean, nobody wants to die. Everybody has to live based on what karma has allowed. And while we are living in this world, we have to do something. Even if we are not doing something, we are still doing something in the mind. Krishna says no one can stop working even for a moment. No one can not do anything even for a moment. So all jivas must work to live in this world. One wants to live very long, and as long as we are living, some work has to be done. Material work, however good or bad, will create bondage. Bandhana. Anything not connected to Krishna, it will bind us. It will bind us either to the heaven or to the hell. Um, but it will bind us. It will keep us in this world, up or down, but to the material existence. That's why anything is bandhana. If one transgresses the laws of nature, one transmigrates from one species to another. And if we go against the laws of nature, then we get another species. We are given the facility to enjoy in that way, and that continues. By avoiding work prescribed by the scriptures, one cannot become free from bondage. Um, and if we don't do, um, by avoiding work prescribed by the scriptures, what the Shastras are telling, if we don't do that, don't act in that manner, one cannot become free from bondage. Because if you're not doing akarma, if you're not doing bhakti, anything we are doing is binding us to this world. So nothing can free us. So karma bandhana is bondage to this world is impossible for anybody, even if they are doing very good activities, feeding the poor. Some people say, I'm doing good, I'm good with everybody, I don't desire anybody's harm. Then what is the problem? Why do I need God? No, no matter what you do, If Krishna is not in the center, you will be bound, and up and down will continue. That's why there are three types of action. So karma bandhana, bondage by material work, nobody can escape from it. The only way is bring Krishna in the center. The Ishavasya principle is, Ishavasya principle does not mean, Ishavasya principle is not horizontal. Okay, this is mine, this is your, you be happy, I be happy. I don't encroach in your what belongs to you, you don't encroach what belongs to me. Let us coexist happily. No, that's not Ishavasya principle. The word Isha means God. Ishavasya principle means recognize God. That's why Prabhupada says capitalist, communist, both are in ignorance. When God is recognized, then then we are not bound. When God is not recognized, no matter what you do, you will be bound. That is the principle. So living from karma bandhana, now we are bound. No matter what we do, we are bound to karma yoga and living a God-centered life. Okay, karma yoga means using everything and offering everything in the service of them. A conditioned soul cannot immediately take up bhakti activities. Cannot. I mean, um, Rupa Goswami says if somebody is able to seriously take up bhakti activities, must be coming from previous life. We see people who doesn't have previous bhakti background, their progress is very, very slow. Very, very slow. So a conditioned soul cannot immediately take up bhakti activities and give up fruitive activities because he is accustomed to working for sense gratification, either personal or extended. So personal sense gratification for my pleasure, extended is altruism, trying to serve others, humanitarianism, other human being, for the country, for nationalism, for the community, communism, for social work, socialism, or altruism, like for all living in this, like extended sense gratification. Like I identify myself with some ism, and working. So this is all sense gratification. Some people, they think that they are great people because they are serving for a good cause, but everything is extended sense gratification because it's extension of my identity with the community, my identity with the nation, and everything is based on bodily conception. I am this body and I am from this country, so uh, I will stand for Vande Mataram. This is all ignorance actually. It's no nothing like no, this is my nation, I'll fight for my nation. This is nationalism, humanitarianism, altruism. We are all spirit souls. Everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. That dissolves the isms. That takes us beyond the extended sense gratification or um, personal sense gratification. And these isms are very attractive forms of karma bandhana, very attractive. A lot of people in goodness, they're attracted to these isms. For this cause, for this cause, for this cause, for that cause. They're very attractive. Hey, this lady, she died to help others who were deceased. Very good. If you are sacrificing your life to help others who are deceased, and you are so selfless by nature, if God is not in the center, it will take you to heaven actually. It's a good karma. It's mode of goodness is selfless. Mode of goodness sense control. Mode of goodness, I don't care about myself. Selflessly I will say mode of goodness. Go up because higher planets are in mode of goodness. But if you go up, you still remain within this material existence. So Prabhupada said these isms are very attractive form of karma. They're very attractive. Looks like that's the goal. Looks like these people are much better than God conscious people, or whatever. These isms are very attractive form, but they're still binding us. Even that activity will bind us. These isms are very attractive forms of karma bandhana, but they can be made into karma yoga or God-centered activities when executed in the spirit of Ishavasya. Ishavasya means God, accepting the Lord's universal proprietorship. All these living entities whom I am trying to come out of, bring out of disease, if that is situation, Ishavasya principle means they all belong to Krishna, and the goal of all their activities to their success of their life is they can awaken their love for Krishna. How can I become an instrument in this situation to cure the disease, to help them, at the same time help them in reviving who they are? Then that activity will not bind. That is pleasing to God. But if God is removed from the picture and just bodily level, then it's mode of goodness, but it's still gonna bind us. Uh, so the idea is anybody who is not living to Ishavasya principle will become bound. No matter what they do, some of their activities may look very attractive, but if they're not living according to Ishavasya principle, will be bound to this world. There is no second thought on that. Even a few God-centered activities can save one from the greatest danger of gliding down again. Even little bit bhakti is so powerful, it can save us from that um, um, inevitable cycle of reincarnations. Little bit devotional service can save us also. Even half-finished God-centered activities are also good because they will guarantee one a human birth in the next life. This is both are the first one is the verse from Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. Neha Bhikrama Nashosti Satyavana Pratyavana Vidyate Swalpamupiyasi Dharma Satayate Mahato Bhaya. Little devotional service can save us from the greatest danger. And the second one is from the sixth chapter Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna asks, what about the yogi who is not successful? Krishna says unsuccessful yogi also will get a human birth, guaranteed. Either he will go to heaven or directly take a human birth. If yeah, or he will be born in a rich family. Krishna gives these options. Um, so even half-finished God-centered activity is also good. A long life is valuable only if one lives a God-centered life. There is no point living like a tree for hundreds of years. Basically, whatever you are, how much time you have, whichever species you are in, you are born in, live. If you live according to Ishavasya principle, great. If you are not living according to Ishavasya principle, God in the center, no matter who you are, no matter what is the nature of your work, it is simply gonna bind you to this material existence. Okay. So that was the second verse. It's 932. So we'll do only first and second. Are there any discussion on these two verses?
So in nationalism, sometimes we link it with our country as mother, right? So I think treating the entire earth as our mother is a higher value rather than just thinking that my country is my mother, right? So
Yeah, it's
everyone,
yeah. Um, those are isms, Prabhuji. We
yeah.
respect Mother Earth, yes, and we don't want to give trouble to Mother Earth. Um, okay. Any other questions, thoughts, discussions? Okay. Thank you very much for joining. We'll end here. Vanchakalpatra Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Evacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Anantakoti Vaishnava. Most likely we'll have a discussion tomorrow and we will do verse 3 and verse 4 of Isopanishad. Thank you very much. Hare
Uh,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, assignment.
Oh wow. Mataji, I will send it right now. I'll work on it and send the assignment with 2 weeks of NOD.
Okay. Prabhuji, after that, there will be exam.
Yes, Mataji, exam should be there. So I will give 2 weeks for the assignment and the third week I'll give the exam. And before that, I will do a review session of NOD, 1 or 2 review session of NOD, and that will help everyone make the exam very easy and very approachable. All right.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Done. Hare Krishna.
And do we have access to these slides, what you are sharing? Like,
That is also pending on me. Yes, Mataji. I will share the slides.
thank you.
Done.